so I can't be late on Facebook.
Yep. And there we go. Hi, folks.
Hi, everybody. Kyle. Let me look, make sure. Yep, Kyle's here.
Yep, Kyle's here. And
We're
good
just talking
afternoon.
about getting the goods pushed through the country. That
Yep.
I was seeing an article on, I think it was a world news station saying that
Yep. It
our
was.
truckers are all doped up and can't be hired to go down the road.
That's younger truckers. Older truckers are retiring.
They're retiring, or if they're
Right.
even on being come off of being
Disability.
like disability and stuff, they're
Right.
still
But
having trouble being hired back because
right, because if you're disabled, you're on,
drugs.
yeah. And two, you're pushing 80. It's kind of like let's see, 80 disabled on medication. I don't think so.
I have a very good friend that pushes trucks from Denver to the East Coast, and he's still doing it, and he's 70 something, and he
Yeah,
wants to quit, but he can't.
pays too good.
Pays too good for one thing. For another thing, there's no truckers to take over for him.
Right. But the bad thing about that, folks, is most of these truckers, they're at risk because they'll either do short term, long term truckers, because people, even Europe's asking for truckers from America. They're offering good money too. And
Hey,
here is here,
good
especially,
seeing you, Abe. We're
yeah,
talking about we're talking about the problems we have getting our goods passed down the superhighway.
right. Uh,
Feel free to jump in anywhere.
right. I tell a lot of people go watch Bushcraft Family. They have Charles on that channel does a really good report on transportation and what food shortages in the mainstream market. He does an accurate account and explains everything. The reason why we don't have um, trucks moving things, one because of the we can't say it, folks, but jabby jabby and the mandates. Supreme Court knocked it down on the mandates. It's a legal move, so they're planning something else. And those companies who are
Yeah,
right, those companies that are doing the mandates, they're lawyered up because a lot of those mandates are illegal because there's no federal legal document says you have to get the jabby jabby and it has to be passed by Congress. It cannot be done by executive order because if it did, you violate Roe versus Wade. Wade. So unless they have to get rid of that's fine legalese. Unless you get rid of Roe versus Wade, any medical what you call it? Okay, say this without getting us in trouble. Any medical procedure is okay if the federal government okays it, but it's not legal. You just can't have some old somebody in office say we could do this. Let's jab up all the people. And way Pfizer's been backtracking and Moderna with their information, it's like I don't trust them. Sorry.
hey, Tibor.
Hi, Tibor. Yes, Tibor. It's procedure. It gets me really nervous when they say because Japan totally told Big Pharma to go to hell because they're doing something else and they're doing I can't say the three things they're doing, but they don't have any outbreaks or like Europe having a big outbreak.
Backwoods. Welcome,
Hi,
my friend.
hi, Bruce. Uh, they have everybody go check out Bruce's channel. It's really good, um, especially Friday's live stream. I'm trying to think. Japan did not follow the same direction as America, Europe, and Canada did. They went there on their own. They bleh. You ever have one of those days where everything goes clunk clunk clunk? But it's the big news because Japan told Big Pharma to push off on the vaccines. They did another treatment program, which is a lot better than what we're doing right now. And right now in Japan, their red dragon problem is minimal. It's not like in Europe or America or Canada. It's minimal because they're doing that version treatment. And let's see. Idaho Garden Girl. Hi, Idaho Garden Girl. Can't
How you
see too well.
doing? Yeah, I still think it's kind of weird that all of a sudden we got the big push on getting the trucks off out into the world, and they can't get the drivers to operate them.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. There's
Well, there's a
they.
lot of
The thing is, my deal is the young people of today. Excuse me for saying not being quite blunt here. Is the young people of today really don't want to work.
true.
And, the ones like for over the road truck driving is I have some friends that have young folks that took on the profession, and they know for a fact that the kid only wants to drive for like 2 or 3 hours, and then they get bored and they want to pull the darn truck over instead of staying on track of the computer inside that truck.
Right.
So it's kind of hard for them to get the truck from point A to point B without their brain going
One
helter
second.
skelter, you know. So it's a big thing to make sure that we get uh, good people inside the trucks and not just half-wits. Yeah, it's a job, exactly, Bruce. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to call you by your name. It's a tough job too. People don't realize it. Excuse me. I have a personal friend that is an over the road driver and has been for, oh, heck, probably 50 years. And he's in his 70s now, and he truly wants to quit doing it, but eh, he says his boss won't let him because he's so good at it, and he doesn't have anybody that will be as reliable to take his place. So his boss keeps baiting him. I call it baiting anyway. Buys him bottles of booze or gives him front row tickets to a ball game or something like that. Sends him to a rock concert. All these things just to keep his wheels turning down the road. So we don't have anybody, in my opinion, in this age, uh, reliable enough to get the wheels turning and getting our goods delivered down the road. That is part of our problem, in my opinion. East
Sorry
West,
about
yeah,
that. That's my
exactly,
doctor.
Tibor. If we can't at least get them going east and west,
Right.
across the super highways or whatever. North and south is kind of not really a big deal, but mostly the ones north and south, we have pretty good experienced drivers that take those routes.
Right.
But that east west is the big thing because they're unloading those cargoes.
Right. That's a two-stage problem, and Charles at Bushcraft Family explained it. It has to deal with the ports, putting away the containers. After you unload it, usually they take one out, put one in. They're having problems the exchange rate. It takes them 4 hours to unload one of these ships. So the tugs have to push in the container ship, push it back out, unload it 4 hours. Takes 8 hours for the tugs to push in and out the big container ships. But the trouble is they don't have people on the docks and they don't have people to switch out containers. And thank you to Idaho Garden Girl. Yes, I did recommend Will's channel, and thank you for coming.
Oh, really, Bruce? I didn't know that. I kind of, I don't know why, but in my brain, I kind of ignore Florida. I don't know for what reason or whatnot, but Florida usually doesn't come into play in my thinking. Maybe I could try to get it going in that direction once in a while.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bruce
I
is right because
didn't know that bridge was down.
yeah,
But yeah, that will help. I'm sure.
right, because it's didn't it suffer damage earlier this year?
It's if it's back up, it's really going to help things out.
Right. Yeah, Yo-Yo crazy as Florida didn't follow the lockdown plan at the time, and they're doing better than many states that followed the
I just
directions,
wish,
which is
it's like I
true.
said, was excuse me, was saying earlier that I read an article and they're saying that the drugs are being the big holdup on why we're not getting trucks moving east and west.
True. They're failing the drug test.
They're failing the drug test, or even if they're coming back off disabilities and stuff, they still can't get up and running because
Yeah, before we came
drugs.
on live stream, it's either illegal drugs or medication because a lot of people who are on disability came back, but they can't pass the drug test because their medication clouds the what you call it. And Bruce says they did not push the proposed mandate and gave everyone a choice. CDC is crazy. Snake oil. Yes, Uh, true back laws. Everybody check Bruce's channel on Friday. Um, because Ron DeSantis says we need to work, and he opened up all the ports and he made sure everything going on. Hey, P2E.
E2E, welcome.
Yep.
Yeah, it would just be better. I think, in my opinion, we're doing better pandemic wise. We're starting to push it behind us. Everybody just keeps their nose forward, trying not to cause any problems,
Right.
and just uh, keep pushing that pandemic behind us.
Well,
Everybody should
go ahead, Will.
everybody should get along and just let the pandemic work its way out.
Right. A lot of people, I tell a lot of people, this is coming close to the second year of the pandemic. I keep telling it takes 3 to 4 years before it flushes out completely. We're almost done with the second year. And I have to warn people next year is the third year. We have maybe one more we have to worry about, which we can't talk about. Okay. But we have one more problem dealing with this issue because I go by history and remember what happened in 19 let's see 1918 1919 1920, and that's when it was the end of the great flu pandemic of that century because people don't read history, and that's why they had the CDC was created, Centers for Disease Control. What happened in 1920? And people look at me, I don't know.
So what they say they're supposed to be coming out with a pill now that can that you can take. So I'd be
Uh,
careful of that. And, I was reading here for Backwoods Law, and that created the false positives. I don't. I agree with you there. I think that whoever something is created the false positive. I
yeah,
believe that is probably political.
it is. And
So I have gotten so sick of what the politicians are up to right now. It just irks me. Both sides, all three sides, whatever, is just irking me. So I have just turned them all off, and I'm going to go about my business and let them fight it out. I
I,
think we as Americans should all be in the same boat. I've been in some other live streams,
Right.
and we're all basically in the same boat. Is if we forget the politics and just go about our regular lives, sure you can be knowledgeable about it, but not cause any issues with your fellow Americans because
Right.
it's not our fault; it's theirs. You know?
Right. I have to answer a couple of questions. First,
Hey,
I want to
Gray.
say hi, Gray 1107. Hi. And then for backwoods law, it's not the swine flu during the great flu epidemic of 1918 to 1919 to 1920. That was an bird flu type, avian flu, because they're still being doing research on that one. And it's not swine flu; it's more closer to the bird flu.
Swine flu was the last big one.
Yeah, here in the 20th century and also 21st century. And on the pill, everybody, yeah, the pill was going to get trash can. Why? Because they found out it's not really a pill, folks. It's not a pill by Johnson and Johnson. It's a
Agreed. Backwards.
suppository that you take every day. Instead of taking a pill, you get a suppository, and you're supposed to, I hate to say this, folks, bend over and do it yourself with a loader. I'm not going to do that every day. How
I
about you,
agree with
Will?
you, backwards. We need to get rid of everything that we have there now. We have made them all of our politicians old and rich. Now it's time to start over, but only we can do that at the voting booth.
Right. Hi, Facebook user. If you can, please show a face or an icon.
Welcome, Facebook. Probably has. Who were you talking to there? What's your first name?
I don't know. It just says Facebook user.
Yep, I was talking to him. Hey, John. I didn't know you snuck in.
Hi, John's Life. Oh, since Will
You don't
hasn't,
want to shove anything up there? I don't blame you.
yeah, that's Johnson and Johnson, folks. Everybody kind of looked at that like, I don't think so. You said it was supposed to be a pill. Well, it works better if it's a suppository. I don't think you want to get 120 million people bending over and like, where does this go?
Who else has something good to say?
Yeah. Oh, on the news, I'm just putting it. Then we tap that in. Okay. Um, the news haven't been covering it, but I do read financial papers and stuff, and I have to warn people, please check on your rent and make sure you're up to date, and make sure you check on your mortgages and your bank that's holding the mortgages. I keep warning people about this because it's what you call it. Like last year, I keep telling people about this. Excuse me. Keep telling people about this is the great eviction. They're going to start the eviction notices again, folks. Make sure you check on your rent and make sure you check on your mortgages of your house and the bank that's holding it. Because the bigger banks are pushing on the little banks right now.
Has anybody else heard anything about that?
No, because none of the big media. I heard this on DW, the German newscasting system, and it repeats itself on RT, and it repeated again. That's Russian TV, and then again on WION. That's an Indian news channel,
Uh,
and the other Indian news channel was TGI, which is another Indian news station, that repeated this, and none of the mainstream media repeat that. Yeah, true, Tibor. The evictions never stopped in Ohio. It just got worse. And nobody's reporting anything about this. They're all reporting something else. January 6th, the Red Dragon, anything else but that. And they're keeping quiet about it. Because I hear people, they're buying homes, yes, but a lot of these first time buyers are losing their homes too.
I don't think I've heard anything about that yet.
Yep. Nothing on mainstream yet. I've been hearing it on foreign TV a lot. And then NHK, that's National Tokyo Broadcasting. I was watching, they're explaining the reasons, financial reasons why this is happening. And the big reason is some of the financial and real estate holdings by big companies in China are affecting holdings here in America.
I heard, hi, Vanessa. I heard that China is trying to buy a lot of real estate, so that could be the reason that they're pressuring those banks.
Right. And also, if you notice where they're buying at, it's always near West Coast or coastal ports. They have a lot of what you call. They bought a lot of land in Washington and Oregon near Seattle and Portland, and also New York, Florida, Savannah, L.A., around Long Beach. I mean, it's like you could throw a stone, you could hit a Chinese company. True. Bruce put out a good statement. If you have a VA loan, they're more secure because other banks and financial institutions are not very good right now, and it's kind of.
I just put up what he had on there.
Yep. Because remember what happened in 2008, 2009, 2010, folks? A lot of savings and loan, a lot of real estate banks went belly up.
A lot of
Because,
people are buying out the mortgage ones and they're just taking them as investment property.
or blowing up the houses and expanding. Because in California, that's what a lot of places are doing. If you have a nice house and you have 3 older homes nearby, wipe out those older homes because you get taxed on the house, right?
Yeah,
Right.
they'll buy them, and then they turn around, they rent them out or lease them, or
Or mow them down. They're bulldozing it. In my city, there's this guy. He has a nice house, still does, and they thought they're going to rent out the houses around him. No, he bought them and bulldozed them. A brand new house. They're built in the 80s and 90s, and it was too close to the property, and they mowed them down.
yeah, that's right, Vanessa. Is that the first time you used your VA then, backwoods, when you guys moved?
Okay, I have to check on
Because
something.
usually, if it's the first time you use it, they move through those pretty quickly.
Right, I'll be right back. We'll have to check on something.
They covered 100%. Yeah, I wish they had done that when I used mine way back in the 70s. By foreigners. Oh man, that really sucks. Yeah, isn't that something that really irks me? Oh, really, Vanessa? I didn't know that. Shows what I know. I'm just a dumb old guy. E2E, what's up, my friend? Oh, so it's like a short sale backwoods. You're more than welcome to lurk. You know that. I don't know how many of you guys were in Steve's stream this morning, but he was kind of going in the direction of trying to get people in your around your neighborhood started to prepare for not prepare for karma uh, for the end of times or anything, but just be prepared. Like having make sure they have a fire extinguisher or whatever in their house and stuff like that. Ways of getting them to be prepared. So he's sort of trying to think of a way to get a challenge together for our communities. All right, you got in a state where they like you. The state I live in, they love the vets here too. They'll bend over backwards to help you here.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Yep. Bruce and his wife are moving to Tennessee.
No, they never lived there.
Yep.
Where they bought their house. Is that where they bought your house, right?
Yeah, former owner was underwater. Yeah, because a lot of people that were buying houses in the early part of the 20s, I mean, early part of the teens of the 21st century, that's 2010, 2011, 2013, 14, 15, as the investment kind of backfired on them. Yeah, you have to change your out of state plates as soon as possible. I think Tennessee still fines people $1,000.
Most states will give you about, what is it, 45 days? Here it was 45 days to change everything.
Yeah, true.
Oh, wow, that's sweet. That's sweet backwoods.
Yeah, that's good backwards. Yeah, first 20 days you want to do as soon as possible. Yeah, let's see.
And when I moved here, I got all my stuff changed over right away. But the little woman, she wasn't so prompt. Yeah, make it out.
Oh, I'm fine. It's my asthma sometimes kicks up, and sometimes I get nosebleed.
So what is Tennessee where you can take as many deer as you want to backwoods? Can't just take one or two. You can take as many as you want.
Yeah. Uh, if anybody wants to know, that's Tennessee Valley Authority and Revenue Agents. They had a really bad time with Illinois and the East Coast of people trying to run things back and forth from Tennessee. And that's if you ever watched the movie. Oh shoot, they just had it. I was watching it with my nephews.
Yeah,
It was pretty,
my fishing's paid for, but I have to buy my hunting.
yep.
I don't. I can't hunt anymore, so I guess it's a freebie for me, just my fishing.
Backwood says he's still checking it for this year. Looks like you could take 1 buck and 3 does, plus
Wow.
anything that's on your property.
Yeah, talked to somebody I thought from Tennessee that said they could take as many as they wanted. Maybe they were just poaching the rest.
Could be. Or they had a big farm.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
I
it was
know,
Chris. I don't know how many of you knew Chris.
right, whatchamacallit? Because if it's on agricultural land, it's deer could do a lot of damage to a cornfield or a oat field or wheat field. You know, you put all that hard work and you go out there like, there's 40 deers out there and they're mowing down the cornfield.
Yeah. Well, that's that's all you'd have to say too. Whether they were or not, you could just blame it on them. In a lot of those states, that's how they have it. If they're out there tearing up your ground, like that's something like hogs in Texas.
Right. Idaho has, was it? Uh, Ohio has 1 buck and 5 does. That's what Tibor says.
Wow, how it goes. See, I lived in shit. I lived in Washington for a long time. You could take uh, one buck. You had to get a doe permit because there were very few does there, and then you could take one elk. That's all on one tag, but you had to get a special permit to go after moose there or bear. Moose were way up there too.
Yeah.
I tried to go up there one time. I didn't have enough gonads.
And Bruce says on the last bottom comment, excuse me.
Well, if you donate it to a food bank, you can take as many as you want.
I think that's because of the farmers with their agricultural problems. And I think
Hey, Dragon
Dagon,
Hills.
I think it's Dagon.
Dagon Hills, that's
Yeah.
right. I always get that wrong.
It's small print, hard to see.
As they have a militia. Yeah, I think I heard something about that. There is another one that has a militia. Is that Missouri? Missouri has a militia, right?
Yep.
I think they get in trouble a lot.
They always get in trouble a lot. It's Missouri.
Misery. Sorry if anybody's from Missouri. I lived there as well, but I make fun of it.
Yeah, Bruce. In the South, we respect the people that served in the military, not the Yankees on the West Coast or the Yankees up north and the East Coast.
Yankees this, Yankees that. We're all human beings.
True.
I've lived so many places in the United States. I don't know what I am. I'm an American.
Well, it gets weird when you go to certain regions.
I've lived in just about every state,
Yeah.
so it's hard to say where I actually lay down my
Roots.
roots.
Yeah. Like I said, folks, let me see what we got in the news. Other than it's all weird and all bad in America, but people forget about the other countries. I keep warning people you should always keep an eye what's going on elsewhere, and everybody's looking at me. Why?
Thank you for your service, Vanessa.
Yep. Okay, I did do that yesterday on my video explaining how to pick up 30 days worth of food. Somebody just did it on their channel. They got, oh God, they got 1,000 views, but I'm not wearing a bikini. Let's see.
Well, down in the South, a lot of people down in the South, they sit out on their front porch and they'll wave at people as they go by.
Yep.
I had a friend in Washington. He owns property down in North Carolina, and he would go down there in the summertime. And he said, I went down there just so I could sit on my howdy porch. He said that's where people go and sit, and they wave howdy at the people that go by.
Right. Let's see. Right now, North and South Carolina is having full heroin. Heroin came back in North and South Carolina. It replaces whatchamacallit, fentanyl and meth.
What?
Yeah, heroin came back. I don't know how that happened. Remember all the
Fentanyl.
people? Yeah, fentanyl. People were dying from fentanyl and meth.
They tried to give me that fentanyl for my pain one time. I stuffed it back up there, you know what.
Right. You don't want to mess with that.
I tried it. I didn't know what they had given me, and I tried it, and I was in Never Neverland.
Yeah. That's why it's so addicted on the streets. Let's see. Japan had enough of big pharma. Let's see. We already talked about that. Let's see. Hubble's Cat, the sickest city on earth. We know that is. Let's see.
Toronto?
Pretty close. Uh, China's economic recovery hopes crash once they found out they owe more money than us.
Oh, yeah, Tibor. Yeah, that southern drawl. What y'all doing? Hey, the words don't come out right.
Oh, that's nice. You did look out, Bruce. Let's see. Let's see. North Korea to solve the food hunger issue in North
You
Korea.
did look out.
Um, what you call it? North Korea advises citizen and the military to eat less. Yeah, but we're
Yeah, there
having
you go.
food.
What y'all were talking about.
It's kind of funny because it says North Korea solution. Their high and mighty leader says, "Eat less, lose weight,"
Ma
and
said no.
then what you
I
call it?
could come out and play.
Oh, that's cool. Vanessa Kitty like that. Let's see. 27 innocent soldiers perished in North Korea new diet restriction. Okay.
You're surrounded by good people there, Vanessa.
Yep. What else is in the news? Huge warm up in the west, monster snowstorm. Central states, Midwest, major flooding in the northeast.
The ones
Okay.
around here call you darling if you go to an indoor restaurant or something. It's like everybody's darling.
That's nice. Let's see. CIA is losing more spies throughout the world at an alarming rate, relying too much on drones and technology. I thought that was pretty funny. I thought the CIA is supposed to spy on everybody.
They fire everybody about every 6 months, don't they?
I don't know, but they said, let's see, this is from WION and DW from Germany. Captured, killed, compromised CIA agents at an alarming rate. Let's see. And Evergrande went bankrupt. Families are starving. Now, widespread panic in East China as people
Hard to get rid of, Vanessa.
moan and
So you must not be right in the city then, backwoods. You guys must have found something sort of out on the edge, or maybe right into the tree break. Yeah, I got relatives up north of Chattanooga myself.
yeah,
If they're not all dead by now.
widespread panic in East China. That's the rural part of China, not the west. That's usually the coastal areas of China. People run helter skelter finding needed supplies after central government CCP told them to stock up on food. A little hard when the central government took all your food.
Oh,
West
I
China.
read something or heard something about North Korea. They're gonna start having regular food stores.
What food stores?
They're building regular stores. They're gonna put food in, and the people are gonna be allowed to go to the store and buy their own food. And they're encouraging them. The government is encouraging them to eat black. Uh, God, what was it? I can't think of black. Some sort of black meat.
Okay, that's news to me because I have Korean friends and they're telling me they have a food crisis over there
They do have a food crisis. They're
and
supposed to
they're
eat this
what you call it.
black
They're
meat for 5 years, but
I
they're
hope they're
building
not
these
eating
buildings to
Africans.
put food into. It's going to be supposed to be something like a grocery store, and the people are going to be allowed to go in there and get their own food. I'll
That's
have to look that up because I know I
yeah.
read
It
that just
doesn't sound right.
recently.
Well, that doesn't sound right because a lot of my Korean friends says North Korea they're starving to death. The
Yeah,
general
they
leader
are.
said whatchamacallit, go on a diet to everybody. That means don't eat any food that you could find.
Yeah,
They had
I hear all
27,
that stuff too, but I
yeah,
also
27 innocent female soldiers in North Korea dropped dead from starvation. So it's like eat black meat, and they're going to put up grocery stores in North Korea.
I heard this. Yes, I swear to God, I heard this. And then the next breath out of their mouth was how hungry they are, and
Yep.
to eat this. I can't remember this black meat. I can't remember the name of it, but they had the name of it too, and it's a black meat, and you're supposed to eat it for 5 years.
Are you sure they're not eating Africans?
Maybe
Because they don't have cows. They don't have electricity.
they have horses.
I don't think they even have horses. Because have you ever seen people that escape from North Korea, it looks like they're half starved.
Yeah, I thought it was. It is a dictatorship, isn't it? Like a autocracy or something like that.
Yeah, you pray to the leader.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up because I know I even saw a picture of it.
Yeah,
Now I
that
can
doesn't.
see where thievery would be a big problem there, T4. I'd be counting the fingers on my hand, as a matter of fact. I could see where there'd be no problem with everybody open carrying. It'd be like a Wild West show backwoods.
Well, it is Tennessee.
We open carry here too, though, but you don't see too many people open carry.
Too cold.
I think they're just plain afraid. You don't have to spell Vanessa. We can figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see.
So does that mean you open carry there too, Bruce? I just have to wash my mouth out with soap. I know that that screen name doesn't even come out to your real name.
Yep. Let's see. What else in the news headlines? Looks like land sharing formula could be working out in Israel between the West Bank for the Palestinian authorities, the Gaza Strip for Israel, and the Palestinian authorities for financial benefits for both sides.
I don't know any of those names there, Tibor. I know when I left Chattanooga going north to see my grandparents when I was a kid, we had to go through the Smokies to get there. That's a long time ago. I would probably never realize any of that place by now. What at your doctors? Yeah,
Yeah.
most of them around here are like that too, Dagan. I mean, we have open carry here and everything, but when you get to the front of a building, most of them have a gun with a slash through it. They don't want you to carry it inside.
And we have a watching. Please hit the like button, folks.
Oh yeah, gonna apologize for not coming on Saturday. They're taking my chimney down, and I had to make sure they weren't gonna interfere inside my house. The chimney comes inside my house, so they wanted me to be here in case something bad happened.
Yeah, like half a dozen pounds of soup goes into the house.
They're still not done with it. They're still out there banging around on it.
They're updating or sealing it off.
They're taking it off. It started falling down. It's a kind of an old chimney,
Mm.
and bricks started falling out of it. They tried going up there and putting them back in and sealing it off, and they just did it so many times they decided just to take it out. So they've been out there for 3 days now taking bricks down.
They're gonna rebuild it, right?
I'm not sure they are. The way the guy was talking when I was talking to him, they're going to take the bricks out, reseal the hole there, and then put siding up.
Yeah, it sounds like they.
And then they're
It's
going to leave the inside of it in here where the
right.
mantle and everything is.
Just make sure you don't build a fire.
Sounds like quite the project that they're on. So I'm just trying to stay the heck out of their way.
Right. And you're renting, right? Well,
What? Yeah. Why would
yeah.
they state concealed not allowed? I don't know why they would say that because usually if I'm concealed, I don't even bother it. I just go anyway. If I got my gun on me because I got a concealed carry permit and it's usually concealed. So I usually just carry it on in. What do they care? They don't know. You can't see the damn thing, so I just slide right by that sign. Yeah, it sort of was falling down, Dagan.
It could be a
It wasn't like falling down really bad, but every once in a while, bricks would fall out down onto the ground and stuff. And they didn't want anybody to get hurt.
yeah. It could be a stability issue for the chimney too. The ground's too soft, or it's was it put in after the structure was built?
I don't think it was, but it's not my concern. I just want to make sure they're not doing anything to the inside of the house.
Right. You don't want to see a dead squirrel dropping down from the chimney either.
Yep, I hear you right there, backwoods. I I went through a lot of trouble to get that little permit card, and I spent some good money on it. So you want to tell me I can't carry my gun? You go talk to the state, okay?
Well, that's it for most of the international news. Local news looks nuts, so we won't talk about that. Did anybody watch any of the baseball games or football games recently?
I don't watch any baseball. I don't watch it too much anymore.
Hmm.
I haven't watched any baseball probably 15 years.
Yeah, that was getting weird too.
Last time I watched baseball, I was going to this Mariners games, but I don't do any of that anymore. So. You saw some of the World Series? Yeah, I didn't even watch that.
Did anybody win the Taco Bell's get a free taco if they ever which team won? Or is it still going on? I can't remember.
Out of my ballpark.
Well, I think most places are going to have a nice
Never been
Thanksgiving.
Northeast. They talk funny on the East Coast.
Let's see.
I used to have a really good friend. He'd go tell me, "Go pike the car." What? What did you say? Go pike the car.
Yeah, Dagon Sales says yes, there was a stolen base, so people got a taco. Well, that's good.
Stolen base. Did they pick it up, take it with them? He said the president went to the Atlanta one, game 4 of the Atlanta. Ex-president, excuse me.
Yeah. Let's see. A taco 12
King
pack.
Koopa. Hello there. How are you?
Hi, Destin. Let's see. Dagon Hill says that taco 12 pack is now $24. No thanks. I don't need to go to the bathroom that bad. It's Taco
Yeah,
Bell.
that's the only bad thing about those games is they cost so much to eat or drink. What's the big deal?
Yeah. Well, we're coming top of the hour. Will, do you have
Top of the
anything?
hour. I am gonna try to be online this Saturday for sure. I may try to come on Wednesday if my warden will let me. My warden isn't my girlfriend; it's my niece that thinks that she owns the house. But I'm gonna try to put a video out too. I came up with some ideas to put a decent one out, so I'm not gonna put any more videos out unless I can figure out some good content to do it with or do some shout outs. Other than that, I'm probably just not gonna do any videos.
True, because you got to be
It's
careful
just not
because
worth time anymore.
or get in trouble from.
Yeah, you get in so much trouble with YouTube that it's tough just to put out a video if you think it's going to get censored, you know.
And lose 600 hours. That's always fun.
So I'm not going to put them out unless I think they're worth it. Other than that, you guys will have to put up with my beautiful face.
Yep. Not much on this side. I'm just finishing up my Christmas cards I send out to people and writing a letter to one of the cancer patients. I have to mail it out today. And oh boy, just been busy. You know how it is.
Heck, we just got here. I live in a really small town, so they just started doing those delivery places where you could order a hamburger and they bring it to you. What the heck's
Right.
the name of it?
DoorDash, Uber.
DoorDash. Yeah, man, I had a real hard time when it first started. I started ordering here and ordering there, and man, I was just in the habit of, hey, I'll just pick up the phone and have me some food delivered or get some ice cream or man, I'm trying to lose some weight, but that DoorDash, man, that place makes it hard.
Right.
But I am doing a pretty good job on losing weight. I have lost about 40 pounds now.
Right. Dagon Hill has a good point with DoorDash. The fees for delivering your food as much as the food you buy.
That's very true. You know, I ordered from them, and I got ice cream for myself and for my son. By the time I could have gone down there and spent $6 for it, by the time I ordered it through them, it was 12. So it's not all that you pay. It's not all that they talk about.
Right. They want you to get used to the ease of convenience.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have
And
to tell myself no because I'm really trying to get this weight taken off.
yeah, ditto here. I had
Yeah.
because my
I actually had to put that ramp up last time when I was in the hospital. They made me put a ramp up because
yeah
I couldn't do stairs. Well, yesterday for the first time I went up and down some stairs. So guess what? The ramp is coming down.
good.
Okay, guys, look at there. I made it all the way through the hour.
Yep.
Yay! All right, you guys, thanks for coming and hanging out. I really appreciate it. Let's do it again, say maybe on Wednesday, but Saturday for sure. Till next time, thank you.
All right. Bye, folks.